Rabi Shergill, thanks very much for speaking with NDTV. It is a shocking story that we're tracking. Sidhu Moosewala shot dead in broad daylight.
Yes, it's extremely shocking and saddening, and it's just heartbreaking. He was in the prime of his life. To be cut short like this on the road is, I still can't wrap my head around it.
I also want to ask you, as a singer yourself, as somebody who belongs to the industry, who, understands the Punjabi music industry, there has been a lot that's been said about the glorification of, gun culture, of violence. What would you like to say about that?
Well, if that was any reason for killing anyone, then half of the Hindi film industry in Bombay should have been dead all through the 70s and 60s. And I think people have to make a distinction between what people sing about and what is. That's not a. Sadly, that has become a role play, but it shouldn't be. There's plenty of gore in all sorts of things in South India. When you look at some movies, it doesn't mean that everyone is out there killing each other. So, although there is no belaboring the fact that, yes, indeed, the content of our music does inform our lives, and in some ways it makes us act out. But this is just, but maybe we're just, taking it too far. This is, a crazy extrapolation even on my part, even to consider it. It's heartbreaking.
Well, it is heartbreaking, Rabi Shergill, and Sidhu Moosewala was extremely popular. He's going to be mourned by friends, family, and fans, not just here in India but all over the world. What more can you tell our viewers about his brand of music, about his lyrics? What really made him tick with the youth?
I think we are just, our societies generally are undergoing a churning, and there is a crisis of leadership. When we look at our politicians and leaders, they don't seem to inspire much trust in us. And we look elsewhere. And there is a huge gap that is formed in walk many of, the pop singers. And some of the content is dubious. But they are pop singers. They are changing. They are understanding a little bit about their own craft. It's not to say they are some a static entity. They are going to sing better songs. If you look at even Sidhu Moosewala's craft, of late he had shown some political consciousness. His role during the farmers' struggle was quite commendable. And it had started reflecting in his oeuvre as well. So I don't really know. Who is going to deny the fact that some of the content was questionable? But I don't think that this is a time to be dwelling on that. This is a time to just mourn and grieve the loss of a life that's been cut short in its prime.
Well, absolutely. A life cut short. And as you said, Sidhu Moosewala was really at the prime of his career, just 28 years old. It's very interesting, Rabi Shergill, on a side note, that you also talked about the lack of leadership. Punjab has just seen a change in leadership with a new government coming to power, a new political party forming a government in Punjab. And, a lot is now being said on the issues of governance, on maintenance of law and order. Would you like to comment on that?
Yeah, surely. I'm a non-resident Punjabi, but with deep roots in Punjab. I go there very often. It's my spiritual homeland. But it's sad to note the kind of infestation of crime that most of Punjab is afflicted with. When you talk to the politicians, they will just give you some, well-rehearsed answers. And I don't think it's fair to just pin it all on this government. Although the glaring allegation which has come to even my notice is that they took away his security. I don't know what the merits of the matter are, but it seems that security was revoked for a lot of people, and this comes on the heels of that decision. So I think the Punjab government would do well to investigate that, whether there was any lapse in this revocation, whether this needed to be studied thoroughly, whether this was a knee-jerk reaction or not. But it's just sad to see Punjab again spiraling down this path. I don't know what the overall situation is. It seems a whole bunch of things are happening all at once. There is this plateauing of farm incomes, and and there is this historical grievances also being tom-tommed, and you see people from abroad talking about separatist issues, and I don't know what's at play here. Some of those seem contrived. It seems it doesn't seem to be organic. But the coming up of these gangs in Punjab over the last 10 years, 15 years is a very worrying sign. And it's even more worrying that a lot of unemployed youth somehow look up to them with some sort of warmth and affection.
Yeah. Ravi Shergill, I think a lot of the things that you say are very true for the current times. It is believed at the moment that there was some kind of a gang war behind this terrible shootout in broad daylight. And as far as the law and order situation in Punjab is concerned, I think there are some serious questions for the new government to answer there. Like you said, your spiritual heart belongs in Punjab. Thanks very much for speaking with NDTV on this extremely tragic incident. We're going